The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, hello and welcome to week 17 of the 2020 WebCenter Olympics. You know, it's funny, I was actually looking at some articles today and realized that it is World Olympic Day, and it's so fitting because we are concluding our WebCenter Olympics. I just thought it was kind of ironic, but I know that everyone has been participating and joining us over the past 16 weeks. We've had a lot of information. And these last few weeks, we've been doing some case studies and hearing some great tips and tricks from our top trainers. And tonight is no different. Tonight, we actually have the pleasure of listening to our 2019 Certified Web Center Trainer of the Year talk a little bit about the Web Center program and how it's impacted her life and her business, as well as her clients and their businesses. So without further ado, what I'd like to do is turn this over to our very own Xuan Lim.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I love this program. You know, in fact, when I first started with this program, when people talk to me about Web Center, I didn't actually bought it, all right? Because as a designer, I wanted to design. I had a mindset of having a technical mindset. I want to do it for my clients. Why would I want to sell my clients a software? So tonight's presentation, I'm going to go through what is this program about and how this program actually help us, and our department, and also someone who are not web designer to be successful in it. Okay, I love this photo that you have posted on your Facebook, so I borrow it. All right, now we know all business owners need a great website. And not only a website, they also need so many things. Look at it, they need traffic, they need social media, visibly on Google. I'm gonna go, all you can see right now is all at a glance, right? So most important thing is they need to have the ability to make changes, which means the control of the website. Now we have seen there are a lot of internet orphan out there. Their website has been created by the creator, and they disappear. The webmaster disappear, and they couldn't make any changes. However, our business owners are very busy managing their own business. Where do they have time to manage their website? It's like they have to learn another skill, right? So even as a designer, sometimes, when you look at it, the IT, the technology runs so fast like a horse. We just couldn't keep up with it. So much so that I can spend money attending other classes, but I can never keep up with this horse, right? We are like a sweet knife. You just need to make sure that you know everything, right? So this is a very good picture sent by a mentor of mine. And he told me, he said, go to Google and type in Internet Marketing 3, okay? When you look at this, look, a lot of people are willing to spend money on search engine marketing or the PPC or the email marketing and so on and so on. But they forgot that they need to have a good website, a solid, good website. That is where, the roots are, and then where the official information can be released, all right? You can spend a lot of effort on all this funneling, and when all this leads funnel by different channel get into a website and you look at the website was so lousy or couldn't handle the basic needs, you disappear. All your effort will be put into train. So with this mindset, when I transitioned myself from a graphic designer to a web designer, it was through a blessing of my my professor. He said, Trent, just don't do only graphics. You have to do web. I was like, web? When I think about web, I thought about coding, all right? How many of you, have heard this by Steve Jobs, okay? You don't have to study physics to understand the law of motion to drive a car, right? No, most people have no concept. Like for me, I'm not a science student. I don't have a concept of how this automatic transmission work. But can I drive a car? Yes, And with the Tesla right now, it's even easier, right? So in my journey of seeking a better solutions from a graphic designer to a web designer into a solution or a system that my husband been trying to remind me, can you find something to help you? Otherwise you will be very, very busy. Now look at this mindset. Many of us, if you want to buy a car, do you have that technical mindset? You buy all these bots and pieces and build by yourself? Or you simply just go walk into a car dealership and tell them what you want, buy a ready-made car. Likewise, we may learn coding. We may write our own website coding, website code. That's what we did, right? Back in the school days, yeah, college days. Now, just go and on internet, you can search any CMS. My son can build a website overnight. It's a lot of things out there. However, when you look at that, it's a blessing when WebCenter came into my life. My clients actually took the design that we did and say they're going to host it with marketandmarket.com. I was like, hang on a minute, marketandmarket.com, I know. This is a place where I brought my OPC. I didn't know they have a web development department. And so I invited my programmer to take a look. My programmer was very excited, but not me. I was like, I don't want to sell a software. I want to get into, talking to people. I wanted to help my clients build from scratch, right? However, during the first month when my programmer signed up as a WebCenter owner, we sold 2 websites in the first week. All right, 2 websites in the first week, and they are my clients. And I saw how simple, the whole system is. And that brought me into looking at what is this website solution about? What is this WebCenter programs providing us, right? So they have responsive website. They are very what do you call that? Updated, okay? And I like it is because look at this, completely customizable. So I can customize the site to my liking, and it's easy to edit, just drag and drop, so I can teach my clients. Now, in the olden days, we won't teach our clients. If I teach my clients how to make their website, then they won't come back to me. So how am I going to survive, right? But for this WebCenter solution, it actually revised, reversed what my thinking was. It's like, what? I have to empower my clients. I have to teach my clients how to make changes on their website, and so they do not have to rely on me. There are a lot of this thinking, going in and out. However, when I look at that, wow, this WebCenter program allows me to sell websites globally. Hey, I came from Singapore. I am an overseas born Chinese, right? OBC, and I can sell it to so many different places. And guess what? Even if I sell it to so many different places, my support team is still in America, right? I think I wanted to address this because there are a lot of WebCenter out there may have this myth of operating as a WebCenter owner, right? Now, I just summarize it into 3 things. 1, role confusion. You are confused. Am I a designer? Am I a web developer? Am I a sales, or am I an account executive? I saw that in my team. I saw that in many of the students who attended our WebCenter training, right? Even myself, constantly, hey, I'm a designer. I was trained to do the design. When we meet a client, we sit down and we know the client's need, and guess what? We send out like 10 to 20 a survey to the stakeholder. We asked for their feedback before we came up with a proposal, before we ask money down, before we present our ideas to our clients. That was a long process, and when the site is up and running, and then we have to do beta testing and all that, it's like, that's what an agency would do, right? So typically our design, for a small, medium-sized businesses costs around $3,000 to $5,000, just the concept. Okay, just for the effort that we did. The other thing is, then until Jeremy came and he told me, he said, Chuan, with this WebCenter program, I hope you realize this. You are looking at a system, SYSTEM, something that saves yourself stress, time, energy, and money. I couldn't really understand that. I was like, really? And so where am I? Am I going to disappear as a designer? He said, no. You can still serve your client as and when they approach you, and you can go with the flow. And so I want you to today, before you're going to listen to all the rest of my sharing, you have to decide yourself. Are you going to continue to be a designer? All right, serve your client. Sure, you can still do that, right? I mean, there are a lot of industry pro here. We still love what we are doing, right? Or are you a web developer? Web developer, when you look at this program, you may have a lot of complaints. To tell you the truth, when I first looked at WebCenter program, I was like, I have a lot of complaints too. But I have to look at the system. The system really helps me save time. All right, save time, and brought me financial stability. Now, the other thing is communication. Once you know your role, then you know how to communicate. If you do not know your role well, your communication will become a bit confused, because you're trying to tell the design team to do something, or there's something that, you know, there are certain system where WebCenter is functioning and you do not agree with it. So we need to know the actual system or the business model of WebCenter. You know, it took me years to understand that. You know, once I understand that, I know the flow, then I play around with it. If not, I find myself battling, you know, with the WebCenter system. I've been trying to like, hey, okay, we do this, but so and so, what company is doing that? What company is doing that? Can we do this? Can we do that? Eventually, once I really sit down, and as a trainer, you know, we had a very close relationship with the corporate, and we know what's in it, and we have to teach, you know, the system and the program. Then I slowly realized that, come on, face it. This is the business model of WebCenter, and this is learn how to use it. All right. So, which one describe you? Are you the one who create a system to help others? You know, like a designer, we create the visual system. All right. Or you are the web developer, you write a program. Or are you the one who can use the existing system created by others? Right. So likewise, you know, right now I'm using the existing system, right, or something that's already been created. I don't have to reinvent the wheel, just use it. Or am I the one who's waiting for a better system to exist? You may say, this is still not there yet. You know, I will wait for the next one. Well, you can continue to wait, or you can use it and see how it goes. Now, I'm so glad, you know, that I used this. I partner with WebCenter since 2000, end of 2005. Yeah, and I can testify how WebCenter has been growing, and you know, has been really helping us. And I'm sure Jason coming up will be having some exciting news, you know, for us. And I love to partner with WebCenters, because every now and then we know that, you know, they have something in it for us, right? Or are you going to be the one who's miserable and say, oh dear, I missed the system. I should have listened to you. I should have listened to you years ago. Yep, we have seen many people who missed the system that was shown just because they may not agree with a certain, you know, a system. That's fine. You know, we all have our choice to choose what we want, right? So MA Web Center's program actually provides a web solution system for the SME. Okay, listen, SME, small, medium-sized businesses, not the big franchise, not that. So we cannot, you know, push this web center business model to a higher, something that, you know, they are not meant to serve, right? So, but two things you just need to remember: it helps us generate cash flow now, okay? And the cash flow is from $500 to $2,700. Hey, cash that comes into your account, not just BV, okay? BV is another kind of cash that we can receive as a commission, right? And the second thing is it allowed us to build a successful unfranchise. You know, I'm not sure how much you understand about this, but when, you know, when Jeremy pointed that to me, and, you know, I really sit down and look at it. Wow, it is a wealth building system, something that you is already in place for you, so that you can use this to duplicate. Yeah, you know, and after Jeremy, we have Sarah Rose, and we have Jason right now, who is also helping us constantly to build this program, and to make sure that many of our trainers know what's in it, and then so we can train the field. And many of you out there who are web center owner, who can get a part of it, and you can have a sense of security when you're building your business upon WebCenter. You know, this is so grateful about that. Okay, look at this WebCenter. Besides the way it designed is, it's like a program for ordinary people to be able to provide the solutions for the SME. Now, we also have this WebCenter program in USA only, all right? It's the same line of product, same team of professionals, okay? But it allowed the industry pro to co-brand, you know, the admin and invoicing backend, all right? And we also have a fully customized site, which means you can add, you know, additional pages, all right? And you get VIP support plus professional educations coming into our email boxes. Now, I love this. We've been waiting for this for a long time. I do have pro affiliates in my organization. Why is that so? And this program is so good. We often have people who say, I love the WebCenter program, but I'm not ready for the franchise business. Well, fine, corporate listen to the need. And when we have this pro affiliates program, I actually saw how my pro affiliates, score soaring, with good result. Okay, and Pro Partner allowed any one of us who are web center owner, if you have more than 20 websites, you can upgrade yourself too, right? But even if you did not upgrade yourself, that's fine. Web Center program itself is already a very a complete solutions for you to work out there. All right, right. So now, with this, we have to know that there's a proven system of success. Web centers provide us with support the sales team, okay, and the digital marketing team, so that we can talk to the business owner on one side to set an appointment. On the other side, our clients get a great professional side. So we're kind of like a middle person, right? Middle person. And so as a middle person, you cannot disappear. You have to serve your client. Okay, and not only that, Web Center also provide us with the necessary brochures and all the promotional collateral to support us. I love this. Now, how many of you, when you're running your business, or when you look at your clients running their business, they need to design their own flyers, their collaterals. Those are what I did, when I was doing as a graphic designer, right? It's a lot of work and it's very expensive, because for you to print it, you have to stock it. And then with now, look, with this business, all this thing has been prepared for us. You just need to, download it from mawc41.com. Okay. Now, so I have this very simple, my, what do you call that? Like a mind map for you to see what are we actually doing. All right, on the right hand side, you see the 4 different sections, right? You have the web specialist, the customer service, and the design and digital marketing team. Digital marketing team also include the custom coding, our programmer team, they are located in Las Vegas, and they are the one that is supporting us as a web center owner. As a web center owner, we are backed up by them, right? And we have a front end website, right? Before we used to buy it, and now we don't have to, right? So Web Center provide a beautifully designed front end for us. Yeah. What we're supposed to do is we just need to go out and meet people, meet client, right? And you can see most of the time our trainings lies in like how to talk to the clients. Where do you find your where do you find your leads? Where do you find your customers, right? How do you bring people to you? How do you teach them how to listen, what to listen for, and then give back, give the referral backs to you. And our job is, after listening to them, we wanted to conduct a 3-way call, right? And our support are able to do an online demo, okay? And they will show our clients the back end. So don't get confused. They show the clients the back end. Just like if you want to buy a Tesla, you want to buy a car, what do? You will go to the car dealership and they will take you out for a test drive, right? You can feel it, and then you can tell the sales guy, say, okay, I want a better one. I want a Tesla, why? Or you can tell them what kind of models you want. All right. However, you just need to test drive the car first, right? So this is what we did, right? So what specialists are there to help us, doing the demo in different languages. I had a demo in Spanish, and guess what? I don't even understand Spanish, but I was online and I was listening to how Vivian, talk to our clients. It's very interesting. Yeah. All right. So you can do that. Our specialists and all this support speak 4 different languages, right? English, Spanish, Mandarin, and Cantonese. And once the website is closed, if our customer has any question, now before I used to serve my clients, and I can only serve a limit of them because I cannot do too much. My capacity is just so much, but now it's different. Whenever my clients call me, I will say, okay, hang on a minute. Let me, contact my my customer support, and I'll call back you within 5 minutes. But now I don't even have to do that. I told them, if you have any question, you can always call, our customer service 24 hours, 7 days. If not, just leave a message. If not, just go to the back end of your contact us and leave them a note, and they will get back to you. See how I was able to win all my clients to the customer service. Hey, I say, you guys pay a monthly fee. Me too. I also pay a monthly fee. So they feel better, right? And then they started to understand the model that I'm running. Before I used to do one-to-one with them. And now I'm telling them that, hey, look, my customer service are there to help you, all right? You don't have to wait for my time, right? This is so cool. They are like my digital nanny, right? And we also have a design center. Now, as a designer myself, I may choose to do just one design, a custom design for my clients, and I handle the other, to design center. So cool, I don't have to get stuck doing some design, but I love, like I say, I love to design. So I love to sit down with my clients going through that. You may not want to do design, all right? You may not enjoy doing that. That's fine. We have design center project managers to help you to reach out to your clients, but you better be there and don't disappear. Okay, be the middle person. Learn together with them. Adult learns by doing, and projects. So if you can do that, you can learn how the progress work. So pleased to listen to Samara when this morning she was sharing about how she was able to close a client. It's amazing. She's not even a web designer, all right, or graphic designer, but she was able to take the whole flow through. Yeah. What about digital marketing? Yeah, when a website is done, you need to market your website, right? Now, before I used to start it up to some of my BNI members, and I was so afraid that they would take away my clients. But now, when WebCenter has this, hey, no problems. It becomes a value-added item, right? And especially right now with the COVID-19, a few of my clients are turning their business online and trying to sell online. They encounter a lot of problems because some of them, they want customized coding. What I did is I just sent messages to the team, via our backend, contact us, and they got it done, even during the weekdays and weekend. I tell you, my peers in the industry, they would tell me, it's like, wow, amazing. You have an amazing teams to help you, how can they do it, so fast? Programmer normally has a name that, they will hold on to it, and you have to back them to get your things done. I'm so glad that I do have a great team supporting me. All right, so this is one of the sample. I look for my clients, I know their need, I schedule online appointment. And this is me, I was in Hong Kong, and we are having dinner at a Japanese restaurant, and I have an online demo happening. So I told them, I said, please take a picture to show them that, I was actually doing a demo. Now I don't have to talk. What I need to do is just introduce them during the first 5 minutes, so my the specialist can take over the whole process, and then we continue to enjoy the Japanese food. And the product specialist will close the deal for me or conduct follow-up on my behalf until it closes. So cool, right? And so what I need to do is to be a good and responsible customer manager. I emphasize this a lot, right? If you realize that, because as a customer manager, you have to serve your clients well. You are taking the recurring monthly BV from them. It's like, selling a website is like renting out a house or renting out a store. When your client's business is doing well, you continue to get that recurring BV into your account, and you can share it with your team. This is very cool. That's another plus of our compensation plan. But at this time, you need to serve your clients well. They will give you some referrals too. Okay, coming up, I'm going to show you a few case studies. Okay, this first one, an ex-UFO, meaning he was a UFO before, and he left, and he knew about the WebCenter program, and he started his new business, a moving company, and so he came back to me. Now, why do I want to put that? Because ex-UFO know your profit. They know how much you are making. So when he comes to me, I have to be very careful because he wants me to quote a good price for him, right? Now, most important thing is here, you have to let your clients know that you actually care for their business, okay? So when Run Moving came to me, I sit down with him. I know he doesn't have any existing site, okay? And he advertised on newspaper through word of mouth. And so how do we get in touch? We have phone calls and we have web meeting, because we live like an hour apart, He's in San Francisco and I live in San Jose, all right? But that doesn't matter, that was like in 2016, okay, not now. now you have Zoom. Back then we don't have Zoom. Okay, I have GoToMeeting. Yeah. So what I did is I did a 15 minutes consultation to find his need and budget, and until today, I can actually not use the form. I can memorize, the question and get all those questions done. However, I still choose to do a 50 minutes consultation. Why? Because the moment that I wrote all this thing down, I put it in a folder that helps me to keep track of my client's need. Okay, and I edified the WebCenter support team, all right, and set up appointment for him. And he was like, it's okay, I understand the whole thing. Why don't you just go ahead and do it? I say, no, because there are a lot of changes already. I want you to feel comfortable, because should I not be able to be there, you never know, right? And I want you to know that you are being taken good care of. So I do have a great team here to support you, all right? And WebCenters is growing, and we have a lot of new things that you may not know, okay, back then. And so since 2016, they hosted their website with us, and then he came back and it's like, I want to do Google Ads. So we did. We did SEO for him, we did Google Ad for him, and he also came back and tell me that where can I see the reports? So again, as a middle person, as a customer manager, I contacted WebCenter, and we are able to send him, his report. At the same time, I get a copy too. All right. So when I get a copy, do I serve him? No, I don't have to, because that is not my forte, right? But at least I know that he's being taken care of. And recently, we got in touch. So I asked him, I said, hey, how are you doing? Is the pandemic, affecting you? And then he was like, hey, I'm so glad that I listened to you, that I did a Google ad. My results are far better than all the other advertisement on newspaper. All right. And so I said, oh, do you mind if I share your testimonial? He said, no problem. So I did that. I did not post the actual conversation with him on WeChat, because that's kind of like private thing. But look, when I posted on my Facebook, he actually commented. He said, yes, that is correct. Thank you. Thanks, Trent's help. So for those of you online, if you're on my Facebook, please go help and click on this website. Click like, okay, and encourage him, because I told him, I say, okay, I'm going to share your testimonial, and hopefully I can bring you some new businesses. And indeed, yeah, I did give him a referral. Okay, so you never know, you become good friends, right, with your clients. And so when this is this is his website. Okay, so he gave me his logo, and he said he didn't have any good photos. So what we did is we actually went to iStore Photo, and we purchased the photo. So I show this because I want you to know nothing can stop you. If your clients does not have enough photos and they don't have time to take photos, no worries. Go to 123rf.com or iStockPhoto.com. Get the photos. It's only like $10. Some of them is only $3, $4, and some of them may cost more. You don't need a big photographs, okay? Because for web, you just need a medium size would do, okay? And so we brought them the photos, and what I did for him is I actually put his logo on that truck. So yeah, he was pleased with that. Now, if you are not like me, okay, and know how to use Photoshop, no worry. What you can do is send this photo and the logo to WebCenter, right, the design team, and say, oh, would you mind, insert the photo for him? They will do it for you, okay? You'd be surprised, right? So thankful to have a design center. They are like my best design department. All right. So next, relationship matters. Okay, you have to be sincere. Yeah. This client of mine is a good friend of mine. Okay, and beginning she was very skeptical, and being a good friend sometimes is hard, and they knew that I may be too expensive for her. But in fact, people like us, sometimes we spoil the market. We may give away a lot of freebies, get the full price. Okay, right. So she ended up purchasing multiple products. Now, you have seen this in the last one of the contests. I shared this case study, but I want to share it now. Why? Because until today, they are still my clients, and with this COVID, they are responding to some new packages too. All right. So, but not only restaurant, the owner is my good friend. Okay. So She came in and out and wanting to have a website until she finally decided, because her husband is an engineer, and she always, allowed her husband to, build the website for her and her manager, right? So they had the existing website for a long time. What I did is I revamped the logo for them. I designed their menu for them, except the website. I kept telling them they need to change their website, until one time she had a tea with me. She said, I can't stand anymore. I'm going to make this decision. Can you just create a website for me? I say, cool. All right. So I did. I still did a 15 minutes consultation with her, just to make sure. Sometimes good friend, it's hard to tell her what she wants, right? So with that consultation form, it's easy for me to ask, so how much do you spend on your advertising budget? Or do you advertise elsewhere? Things like this. So leverage the consultation form. This is really, really good, okay? And after the consultation form was done, and I scheduled a walkthrough. Now, this friend of mine is not tech savvy. For our walkthrough, we met at a local cafe, and the connection was bad. Was so poor that we can't get it done. How? Don't panic. I reschedule it. Just hold yourself, be there, be professional, and say, so sorry, it doesn't work. No, it's not my fault. It's not your fault. It's this internet connection. Let's reschedule it. So we rescheduled a second appointment at her own restaurant, where she felt the most comfortable. All right. And finally, we saw a website with classic design package, custom coding for reservation form. You can see that, she wanted to customize a reservation form, and also a local SEO package. Plus, I didn't put it here, plus a content writing package too. They revamp her About Us page. Yeah. And there are also other features that we have. The owner came back to me and said, can you password protected my staff login? Sure, I did that for them. If you can't do it, not to worry. You can always call WebCenter tech support. All right, they will teach you how to do it, or have them reach out to your clients and teach your clients how to do it. All right, and now with the $149 package, they can even do it for your clients. All right, yeah. So my clients was very pleased. All right, and then she brought a second site when they opened their second restaurant. All right, recently the husband came back to me and say, hey, with this SIP, we can't sell, we can't open our restaurant, but we have been paying. All right, we need to do something about it. Can you help me with the online ordering, so we can allow our clients to purchase online, and then they can pick up at the restaurant? Okay. Now, I want to show you this. Why? Because you see, there are photos that are not shown. There are photos that are different sizes. So it's okay, because these are what provided by the client. As long as they are, once they have this up and running, my client was able to work with the tech support to get his back end up and running, right? And so he learned how to manage the online ordering. Before, I thought that we did not have a restaurant ordering system, so I hesitated. And in fact, they are my first restaurant clients. They're doing online ordering at the back end. So I thought, oh, this is possible. You see, now they have the food, and the clients have the control to customize even how spicy you want, what kind of meat options you want. I don't have to do anything. He just went to the back end and did it. All right, and he understands this. He understands that he can work with my tech support to get this thing done. And he's my client has a very short temper. But he told me, he said, thanks, Chuan, your tech support are so patient. I really appreciate that, and I was able to get it done. And look, now they have earned like 20K during this period of time. So glad that they're actually making some money back, like even and look, they can upsell and cross-sell their items. Yeah, the items. Just click and chat, right? Now, because of this, sometimes I jump in to help him, and so I get to learn too. Yeah. All right, the third one. Now, people are watching you. Okay, you'd be surprised that in a networking group, there are people who already had their website, but you never know when they want to have a makeover. All right. So Lisa Chen and I met at Rotary and Chamber of Commerce. We knew each other for a long time, and she also attended some of my web presentation at BNI, but she would never tell me she needs a website. So all the while I thought she's pretty cool, she's pretty famous in my area and she doesn't need my help. Okay. But one day when she called me up, she said, can you give me a code? Yeah. I wanted to revamp my website. So I said, really? I thought you already had a website. And so she showed me her current website. I searched for competitors, and again I took the 15 minutes consultation form and asked her what was she actually looking for. And we just need like a one follow-up phone call. Yeah. And I was able to set up an appointment for her. And after the appointment, she took a few days to think about it, and we closed the site. And the site is in the hand of Design Center. Only this morning that I approved it from the design final design stage. All right. And even though there was still a few hiccups happen. Now, she was my best client already. Why? She's very organized. She had all her stuff written down. She tell me what content, what text to be, or what copies to be placed on the first page and second page and so on, right? So she's given me all those things. The photos were purchased from iStock Photos. She even went and select the photo herself, and I brought it for her. Yeah. And so I thought this is like a cool client, right? We're not going to have any hiccups. However, I'm going to show you the steps because I know some of you, you may have no problem in closing a case, a deal, but for you to bring that case to a completion, you may encounter some really sour experiences with a design center, all right? And you find that like each side is trying to fight for each other. But sometimes when I look at that, it's actually communication issue, okay? Yeah, communication issue. So let me show you. So once your clients purchase a design package, you will go to the back end, at company profile. This is what you're going to do. You're going to fill in all the information and make sure when you when they ask additional email addresses that will communicate about this project. Now, if you do not want to partake in this, you do not put your email there. You will have to put your client's email, all right? Like I say, you have to know your role, okay? Don't overcommit. And if you are not, like a designer, if you do not know the process well, don't put your email, put your client's email, and you just need to go and ask them. So how is did my design center contact you? Did my project manager contact you? That's good enough for you, all right, as a middle person. For my case, it's different because she came to me because she won my customized consultation, right? I charge more on that case, all right? So here, who will give approval of the project, all right, as it flows from face to face, right? So I put down my name and Lisa, okay? So I did. Every time I will consult Lisa, I show her the link, from the design center before I hit approve or reject. Now, bear in mind, Lisa may not know the whole scenario of how design center work, but she's a lawyer. She can read, right? So you can send her like an overview. Now, design center has an overview, like we call the design, I think it's a design wizard overview, something like that. Yeah, it's good for your clients to actually know ahead what are they expecting. All right, I'm going to go through the stage 1 and stage 2, right? So this is the very important one. This is called the company profile, or I call it like a questionnaire, right? Questionnaire. So if my clients didn't want to log it to the back end, what you can do is you can just copy paste on the document and send to your clients to fill in. Or you can actually do an interview online through telephone or to Zoom and just ask, okay, this one you don't have to ask, you already know the information, but you can ask, how will a website improve your business? If you already know that, you can fill that for them, all right? But some clients may take it by themselves and they fill that in. That's good, all right? So at the bottom, are there any other pertinent points that you would like to convey to the designer or integrator? Now, I always ask clients for their favorite site as a reference. Why? Hey, designer needs art directions. As a designer myself, I always need to talk to my clients to capture what they want and to visualize what they want. But if my clients already know that there are a few things that they like. Hey, that saved my time, right? So it's best to ask them for their favorite site. You can even ask them for those sites that they really dislike. So then you know you're not stepping on their toes, okay? So you put in there, put in whatever information you have. Then you flow, from design center to company profile, step by step, the color scheme, whatever you know. Now, if you don't feel comfortable in fulfilling this, you can always talk to the project manager. Your project manager will be able to guide your client, and you can be there as a silent listener and walk through the whole process. Okay. Now, what I like about this is, the system is the same. All right. Be it one client or two clients or three clients and so on. The more you do it, the more familiar you're going to be. All right. And so it's like asking for information and you put it out. You don't have to worry whether you're a designer or not. Just need to put in information. So when you come to this page where you have the page details, okay, whether it's a 5-page or 5 pages site or 10 pages site, you will see all these pages here. You can highlight and then change, rename it. Okay, you can rename it. It's like a sitemap, right? So you have a home page about Lisa, services, reservations, contact us. And here, this top part, it describes, okay, see, page details for home means on the top part, you describe how you want this page to look like. Describe means, okay, I want a slideshow with 3 pictures here. Part 1, please show the welcome. Part 2, I show Now, web design has been changing. The trend, when we observe the trend, okay, before, all the site menus are on the left or on the right or on the top, right? And then later on, we have that splash when we have like just an intro. People want to keep it like a very clean. You see the half page, you see the splash, and then you will go into the details. But now you see the pages are longer and longer for the home. We call the landing page. Why? It's good for search engine too, right? So sometimes even clients just ask for a custom design page. That's good enough. Okay, you can use that and to copy paste to create your other pages. All right. So you describe what you like. Now, beside words that you want to describe, you can also snap picture. Okay. This is the site that I like. Can you simulate that site? Okay. Then here you want to you copy the text for this page. Copy the text for this page. And I say it again, you copy the text for this page. Or welcome, is there a welcome message? If there is one, copy here, right? Or you can always upload it. Now, do not underestimate this. Sometimes, I make mistakes too. I thought, the designer would understand what I need. So just anyhow, just say, okay, do whatever you want. For the designer, it's very difficult to do whatever she wants, right? So once that is filled and the conceptual stage is done, the design center will take like 7 to 10 days to create a concept. Now, when you see a concept, it's a JPEG, it's a picture, it's not clickable, all right? So my clients say, why is it not clickable? I said, you know what? Because we want you to see and make sure that you like the scheme, the layout, before we can integrate this concept to the other pages. All right. So when I receive the conceptual stage, what I did is I'll go to my PowerPoint. That's me. Okay. You don't have to do what I'm doing. But for me, I'm a visual person. I like to, do this very simple thing. All right. So PowerPoint is something that everyone can use. Very simple, So I see, I just use this arrow. For slideshows, images, please add, an editable, text with a call to action to services. See example. Simple text will do. You don't have to write paragraphs. All right. And here, this is the 3 pictures. And I put it down there. Now, on your full computer, there's also a snipping tool. You can always do screenshot, right? So all these images, where do I get it from? I get it from a link, right? So what I did is screenshot it, screenshot it and cut and paste. All right. Yeah. So then I went, and communication is important. Like I say, every time when I want to communicate with the design center, once you submitted your design wizard, you will see that there will be another another interface came out. This is for you to click new note, and this is where you communicate with the design center. Okay, make use of this note area or email your project manager. Okay, it's important to communicate with them. Back in the olden days when I was working in a design house, my boss always told me, remember to put down, keep everything black and white, your communication with the client, all right? Because if we should have any dispute, that is what that save your butt, okay? Yeah, so I remember this really well. So you're black and white, and I'm so glad that Design Center have this platform, the Design Wizard, and with this so that we can communicate with the project manager, all right? So if there's any misunderstanding, we can always come back here and see, all right? All right, then this, after the first page is done, and then there's the second page, the integration page, where the clients, the integrator will design the other pages, the about us page. So this is about us page. When we get the design, so this is what we make changes. And again, see, this is what I did. Now, all the text that I put in here, I will have to copy out and then paste it in a Word document and send it to the Design Center. All right, all the photos that I put it here, I will have to attach the photos either through Google Drive or at the back end, from the back end, or use the Dropbox. Okay, so whatever information that you want to tell the Design Center, you wanted to make sure that you have a copy for them. Now I have a designer, she did her own design in Photoshop, and she sent it to Design Center, and they say, okay, just use that at as your guide. Now, so the Design Center, based on her Photoshop design, and have to scale it accordingly, all right? So and then she came back, she said, oh, why is the text so big? Why is the space so small? And look, there are a lot of other issues. Until I saw it, I said, yeah, because my design team has to base upon the Photoshop that you did, to do a design for you, right? So for me right now, I don't even use Photoshop to arrange my own layout. Just submit it through Design Wizard, and let the Design Center do the job. And when it's back, just capture them, all right, and use them. All right. Now, and then another tips that I wanted to remind all of you: there's this approve and reject. So stage one, during the conceptual stage, you have 2 revisions. You have 2 times to make changes to the site, all right? So if the design is sent to you, and if you don't like it, or maybe you say, oh, I like the whole design, I just need to change here, a little bit here, you still need to select reject, okay? Many Asians like us, we seldom wanted to reject people. I make a lot of mistakes like that. I will approve it, and I say, but I like the design, but can you just make changes on this? No. So once you approve it, that means not okay with the first conceptual layout that they did, and they will carry, the integrator will carry on and do the other pages without making changes to the first one. But if you hit reject, then they reject it, okay? Or tell them why, and then they will have to make changes to it. But again, you have to bear in mind, once you reject it, that it takes another 7 to 10 days, all right, for them to work on it, right? So then they will move on to the integration stage. Once the integration stage, or we call the final design stage, is here, you also have 2 times to make changes, 2 revision. If you lay out or spell out or your needs clearly, it takes less time to do it. Yeah, look at this, June 23rd, right? Look, I have already approved. I didn't even reject anything, right? So yeah, so we are about to launch it next week. Now, the last but not all. Now, when I was working on WebCenter, I find it very difficult to duplicate to my team, because I do not know how to explain that process until I've been using this for PowerPoint visual to communicate. I find that the frustrations are lessened, and closing rate are higher, because I do have teammates who are not designer but confused with the role, and get very upset when clients came to them and say, hey, why are you designing my site for me, right? So but I'm glad that we have a project manager that are very responsive and help us going through the whole thing. So until we have this WebCenter Pro Affiliates program, now I face the real challenge: how am I going to duplicate it? All right, so if I don't have I have a system right now to help me build website for my client, right? The WebCenter. But now, if my working style, if I don't have a system, how am I going to duplicate and teach my WebCenter Pro? All right. So some of you may have already seen this two site, the Burmese cuisine. Okay, so this is a company. The owner of this company used to be my client. I built website for them as she owned a few websites from us. And later on, she hired me as a consultant, and with a printing company, and we wanted to introduce WebCenter. So now, yes, their company has an outlet where they design menus and all these things for their clients. But the people that we hire, the salespeople are not the designer, okay? The salespeople, they may not have that design sense. So I will have to teach them what I have already shared with you just now, and guide them through how to use the design wizard, how to talk to the clients, and they are able to create beautiful website like this, right? Very cool. Look, and there are more. If I want to share more, there are more, but I think this is good enough to let you know that design. When a good system is around, whether you have that technical skill or not, you are able to produce good results. Okay. Oh wow, that's my sharing. Jason, back to you.
Wow. Shwen,
Am I too
thank you.
long?
No, it's great. Thank you so much. Um, I, I I've been taking notes upon notes. You had so many great pointers, and what I loved is how clearly you expressed that communication solves all things, right? It's all about communication with your client, and it's also about communicating with
Mm-hmm.
MA Web Centers and the technical support teams, as well as the design center, and being really clear in understanding what the clients want. Um, yeah, it doesn't go easily every time, and we wish it would, but every client
No.
is different. So I really appreciate that you shared those stories and those challenges, but they're just challenges and that we can work through them. And it's no reason to get upset. It's just something that we need to understand better what the expectations are on either side.
Yeah.
And certainly as we
Mm.
duplicate that into our own teams and our Web Center owners and Web Center professionals, it's the same way. It all comes down to clear communication. But you found a way to come from being an industry professional to come into a space where you're uncertain and unsure and really fell in love with the fact that we've got a system and teams of professionals that really create the ultimate leverage. So, Shwen, thank you so much for your insight tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed the content, but we will open it up for any Q&A. But Shwen, do you have any other last minute tips or things that come to mind that you want to share with our Web Center owners tonight?
Yes, yes. In fact, after you share that, I had a client who sent an email to me and said that he wanted to quit. He doesn't like to work with the project manager, and he was shouting in his email. You can see all the exclamation mark. So what I did is I say, okay, I have to find out, just become and and sometimes we tend to be very defensive of our own program. I'm sure because if I represent web solutions, I am defensive. But I call him up and I say, tell me what happened. And then he went on. And so I also sent an email to the project manager, and she told me what's going on. All right. But in between that, the first scenario, we closed it and they got friend together. On the second project, man, it went on again. So I was so stressed. My client was literally telling me, cut off, cancel everything, terminate everything. And when I look at the project manager's email, it also sounds like she was shouting back at him. And so in this case, what I need to do is just edify both of them. And I talked to the project manager and say, hey, he as an Italian guy, he just like to joke. He doesn't mean that. And project manager, they were so good because they have been serving different kind of clients. You can imagine how many clients has been shouting at them. And immediately she sent an email and softened down her tone, and we were able to get that done. And until today, the client is still with us. So
Wow.
when you meet things like that, no worries.
It's true, and everyone is going through their own daily lives, right? Everyone's going through their own stuff. They're stressed about what's going on at work or at home, and it can be challenging. So to be the mediator and the moderator is really important to just calm everyone down and make sure that everyone is clearly communicating. That's outstanding.
Um, I'm sure you receive a lot of emails, right, from the field too.
It happens all over, right? I think it's just people in general. So it is important to practice discernment, right? Really try to understand where someone's coming from at their level, from their perspective, and try and express where you're coming from your perspective, so you can at least balance it out and be on the same page, and let them know that you hear them and that you're willing to work with them and for them, and that you're a professional. I think that's the most important thing. So I think that's great, and certainly account management really is important, right? Like you said, we can sell the sites and get them into that design wizard, but really that's only half the job, right? The rest is to take care of that client and make sure that things are going smoothly, so that you have a happy client. And when you have a happy client, like we've seen in all the other different case studies, that turns into more sales or more products or referrals or potential business partners. So it is the ultimate in being a great account manager, and that's really what we are as a product brokerage company with Market America, right? It's better to service fewer customers that have more products and services that can lead you to more customers or business partners than to go out there and try and cold call 400 businesses to sell websites to. And I think that's the difference in our model, and you clearly expressed that
True.
tonight.
True. I hope in future we may have some more trainings on how to handle our clients' emotions, because no one would like to receive like a no or an objections, right? So things like this, maybe you can think about that and then have some trainings for us for the field, so that we can be a better manager. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, I've got a whole list of trainings and a training series that we're working on to bring to the field, not only through our online trainings, but also things that we can do in our live trainings as well. And we're really trying to revamp some things with the WebCenter program. So that'll be exciting as we continue to progress forward. As the world changes every single day, we want to stay ahead of it and cutting edge, and really delivering great technology with great support, and really provide solutions for our clients. So thank you
Yeah.
again,
Thank you
Shwen.
very much.
Yeah,
You have been
absolutely.
keeping us top of the notch. Yeah.
Yes. Um, well, again, I want to just say thank you for your time tonight. I hope everyone has a great evening. This is recorded, and this will go out in our weekly email. And then we've got one more week. Next week, we'll have a wrap-up week for our 2020 Web Center Olympics, and then we'll validate and verify our sales and tally our winners throughout the month of July, and we'll make those announcements as soon as we have our winners. So stay tuned for some more exciting things with the 2020 Web Center Olympics, and I wish everyone has a great week. Good night, everyone.
Hey.